Welcome back to RevOps Unleashed podcast. This is our fourth deep dive, and today we're tackling data governance, the backbone of RevOps.
Yeah, a really critical topic.
Absolutely. We'll be digging into why data governance is so essential, especially for growing go-to-market teams, and we'll be drawing on some great insights from ranalgov's work on this.
Right. And just a level set, when we talk about data governance and RevOps, we're essentially talking about setting up the rules of the road for your data, how it's collected, stored, used, kept clean.
And Rand really emphasizes thinking about this early, doesn't he? It's not something you bolt on later.
Definitely not. Waiting too long? Well, that's where the problems start. Rand's insights highlight how poor data quality directly hits revenue, makes your forecasting unreliable, and frankly, leads to bad business decisions.
We've all been there, I think. Seeing those reports you just can't quite trust, or realizing decisions were based on shaky info, it really slows you down.
It does. So building that solid foundation, Rand points to a few pillars. First off, data accuracy. Seems obvious, but it has to be right.
And consistent too, right? Like the same data point should mean the same thing in marketing, system, and sales CRM.
Exactly. Consistency and completeness. You can't operate effectively with half the picture or conflicting information.
Okay, so accuracy, consistency, completeness. But who makes sure this actually happens? Rand talks about ownership, yeah.
Yes, clear data ownership and accountability are huge. You need someone or some team responsible for specific data sets, making sure they're maintained.
Without that, it just sort of drifts.
It does. And this gets down to the real details, too, like standardized naming conventions, how do you label things?
And data taxonomies, which Rand describes as like clear categories.
Precisely. Think of it like organizing your company's library. If everything isn't categorized and defined clearly, what is a marketing qualified lead? Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you get chaos. Small details, massive impact later.
Which leads us straight into the common problems Rand flags. The classic multiple sources of truth.
Oh, man. Yeah, where sales has one number, marketing has another, finance has a third. It's a huge time sink just figuring out what's real. Kills efficiency.
And then the dreaded dirty CRM data. Incomplete records, duplicates, outdated info.
It really gums up the works. Rand's work shows how that directly hurts sales outreach, marketing segmentation, everything. Imagine sales reps chasing leads with bad phone numbers. Wasted effort.
Or marketing campaigns going to the wrong people because the segmentation data is off.
Exactly. And don't forget the handoffs between teams. Marketing to sales, sales to customer success. If that data isn't clean and consistent when it moves, the customer feels it and you drop balls.
Okay, so lots of potential pitfalls. How do we actually establish governance effectively without, creating this massive bureaucracy that slows everyone down?
That's key. Rand advocates for what he calls light touch governance. Start with processes that make sense for your size now but can scale. Don't try to boil the ocean on day one.
And it's not just RevOps doing this in a silo, is it?
No way. Rand stresses this needs cross-functional collaboration. Marketing, sales, CS, maybe finance, they all need to be involved in defining the standards, the ownership. Getting that buy-in is critical.
So RevOps facilitates, drives it, ensures quality, but it's a team sport. Keep the business agile while improving the data.
That's the balance. And the tools we use play a part too. Things like Salesforce, HubSpot, even reporting tools like Looker. Rand notes they can help enforce governance, or they can make the mess worse if they're not set up right.
Right. So what are some practical tactics? Rand mentions things like validation rules.
Yeah, validation rules in your CRM are great. Simple things like making sure an email field actually looks like an email address before the record saves. Stops bad data at the source.
Automation workflows too, maybe, for keeping things updated.
Definitely. And data quality dashboards. Just having visibility into the health of your key data points helps you spot problems early.
Let's paint a quick picture, like a before and after Rand might describe.
Yep.
Before. Sales and marketing argue constantly about lead quality because the definition is fuzzy.
Yeah, lots of friction, wasted effort. After implementing clear, agreed-upon definitions and maybe some lead scoring rules enforced by the system, suddenly alignment improves, conversion rates tick up. That's a concrete RevOps win from data governance.
We've seen companies improve forecast accuracy by, 15–20% sometimes, just by cleaning up their pipeline data. That has real impact.
Huge impact. But, and Rand always emphasizes this, it's not a one-and-done project. It's ongoing. Data governance is a practice, a discipline.
So for listeners thinking, okay, this sounds important, but maybe overwhelming, what's the first step?
Rand's advice is usually start small. Find a quick win. Is there one really important field in your CRM that's always a mess? Start there.
Yeah.
Standardize it. Put a validation rule on it. Build momentum.
Tackle one thing, get it right, then move to the next.
Exactly. Build that muscle. And if you want to dive deeper into these concepts, ranalgov shares a lot more on his website, ranalgov.bio.
He's also active on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn.com and RevOps. Definitely worth checking out his work for more expertise.
For sure. His experience is really valuable in this space.
Well, it really does feel like the backbone, doesn't it? Get the data right. And so much else in RevOps clicks into place.
It truly does.
Great stuff. Okay, that's our deep dive for today. Join us next time when we'll be tackling the metrics that matter, KPIs for scalable growth. Thanks for tuning in to RevOps Unleashed podcast.